We will soon find out if there will be a rent freeze in New York City. Today, the Rent Guidelines Board hearing from tenants and landlords one final time ahead of a board vote on proposed increases. Senior political reporter Henry Rossoff joining us now live in Lower Manhattan with the story. Hi, Henry.
Hi, Shirley. Well, in theory, politics are not supposed to play a part in this. The board is supposed to evaluate the economic needs of landlords and tenants. But the bottom line here is every New Yorker knows that Mayor Zohran Mamdani campaigned on a rent freeze. And at this point, he's appointed a majority of the board. And he says personally he still favors a rent freeze, even if the board remains an independent entity. This all as landlords say they just can't afford a rent freeze right now.
It would hurt everyone. It would hurt the tenants. It would hurt the owners. It would hurt the city.
Small and medium-sized landlords, especially those with buildings built before the early 1970s, told the Rent Guidelines Board they can barely afford to keep up their buildings as is. They say everything is more expensive, from insurance to property taxes to utilities. And to the extent that Mayor Zohran Mamdani has argued the city has resources available for landlords in distress.
These programs exist on paper, but in practicality, when housing providers actually put the pen to paper and try to submit applications, the amount of bureaucratic red tape and distinguishing factors on who's eligible and who's not weeds 90% of the people that need these programs.
The mayor's office tells me the city is working to help landlords, launching just last week a new city-backed insurance program, plus supporting reforms to tax rules that would make it easier for landlords to make repairs. Plus, the city helps preserve roughly 16,000 units of housing each year. Mayor Mamdani himself has been careful to say he respects the independent process of the Rent Guidelines Board, but stands by many tenants in his belief there should be a rent freeze for 2 million New Yorkers in rent-stabilized housing. Several of those tenants testified as well Thursday, saying they can barely afford to stay in the city because of rising costs of, well, everything.
We're facing three crises of ICE deportation, wartime inflation, and cuts to the social safety net.
Last year, landlord profits were up 12%. They've been getting rent hikes year after year. We're also seeing that even in the years that there are rent hikes, that money isn't showing up in our buildings. People's repairs are still not getting made.
So what happens next? Well, in 2 weeks, there's a preliminary vote on a rent increase, if there even is one put on the table. We will, of course, cover that for you, and then there will be a comment period. Usually that's when things get interesting. Governors, mayors, outside interest groups weigh in, and then there's a final vote over the summer. Live in Lower Manhattan, Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.